How's it going, guys? And welcome to the course. And let me start off by congratulating you because not only are you about to drastically improve your programming ability, but you also have a substantial product to show for it. You'll be able to use this social media website to impress potential employers should you be going for an interview, or even just to impress your friends or family. So let's get started. There's a few things you're going to need before we get going. These are a text editor. The one I'm using is called Sublime Text 2. This is a very popular text editor for programmers, so I highly recommend it. You can download this by simply typing in Sublime into Google and clicking the first link. And from here you can download it. It's available for Windows too, so you're covered there. Simply by clicking it and then saving it. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to install it again, but it's a really simple setup. The next thing you're going to need is a web server. Now, the web server is so that we don't have to pay for hosting to test our websites. The web server we're about to download is purely for testing on your machine. So let's download that now. There's a bunch of different web servers you can use, but the one I use is called XAMPP. It's a very popular web server. I've been using it for a long time and I have hardly had any problems. So you just typing that into Google will bring you up to the first link, and you can click that and simply download it from one of these links. Of course, I'm running a Mac operating system right now, so I'm going to click on the OS X. And here we go. It should automatically download. It will start downloading. I can save that where I want. Okay, so I stopped the video so you guys wouldn't have to sit through the downloading process, but it's now downloaded and it's on the desktop. So to install it, you simply click it and it'll bring you up to a window like this. Double clicking that will then launch the installer, and it might prompt you for your password, which is your password for your computer, and we'll let that open. So here we are. We can click next, and you might just want to check this box anyway just to be safe. You don't have to worry about it too much for now. Click next again, and then it will install in your applications folder. I already have it installed in my applications folder, so I won't actually click next, but you guys get the idea. Just click next and it will install into your applications folder. So once it's installed, we can head to our applications folder and scroll down to the XAMPP folder. From here you can click on something called Manager OS X. If you're on a Windows computer, it's going to be something called Control Panel. Here it will prompt you for your password again. So here we are at the Control Panel, and we can head to Manage Servers. Again, this is going to look slightly different if you're on a Windows computer, but ultimately all you want to do is make sure this and this are both started. At the moment they're stopped. What we can do is simply click on one and click Start. And again, we're going to need Apache Web Server 2. We can start that as well. Once both of them are started, you'll be good. On a Windows computer, like I said, slightly different. Not a huge difference though. All it might be is you might have Apache here, MySQL, something like FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat. It's a list of things like that, and alongside it will be a start button. Slightly different format, but ultimately it's the same sort of thing. So just make sure the MySQL database and Apache Web Server are both running. Once we've done that, we don't need that anymore. We're going to keep it open, but we don't need it anymore. Now to test it's all running correctly, simply go to localhost. Type that into a web browser, and you should see a screen similar to this. If you see simply an Apache logo right here and a bunch of languages underneath, clicking on English will take you to this screen. If it's not working, you won't see anything right now. It will probably say something along the lines of the web page can't be displayed. That will let you know that you haven't got the server running. So what we'll do is we'll write a simple test page to make sure everything's up and running. The good thing about Sublime is the fact that there's a lot of autocomplete. For example, you can type a HTML tag and press tab, and it will finish the tag off for you. If you're not too familiar with HTML, just follow along. You will become more familiar with it by the time this course is over. I guarantee it. Failing that, you can always ask me questions or simply type it into Google. So we're going to start off by saving this page in our web server folder. So Command S to save it, and what we're going to do is go to Applications, find the XAMPP folder we just installed, and this folder here called htdocs, okay, is the one you want. This is where the web server looks for the web pages you have, okay, in this folder, right? So all your websites, any website you create will be in this folder, okay? For now, you don't really need to worry about the rest of the folders. Just know that htdocs is where you want to put your web pages. So what we're going to do is create a new website. There's my existing one, Swellfeed, which you saw in the introduction video, but we're going to make a new folder. So inside this htdocs folder, I'm going to create a new folder and call it demo. You can call this anything you want. You'll see how this is referenced in a minute. So here's demo, and we're going to save this new page we're creating inside this demo folder. We're going to start by calling it index.php. Click save. Now type in HTML and press tab. That auto-completes an HTML template that you need to get a website going. Body is where your website content will go. Title is what will appear in the tabs right here, this text right here. So inside title, maybe give it the website name. So we'll type Swellfeed for now, or whatever your website name might be. So inside the body tags, we can write wherever you want to appear on the page. So I write, hello, Reese. Reese is my name, by the way. Save, Command S. And now we'll head back to our web browser. And this is how you get to your website. Type in localhost / whatever that folder you created was called. In my case, it was called demo. And then another / and then whatever you called the page. We called it index.php. Press enter, and there you go. There's what we wrote inside the body tag, and also there's what we wrote inside the title. Again, you can change this to whatever you want. Put some more exclamation points if you really want to. Refresh the page, and see it's changed right there. Simple, your first page. And I know some of you might be familiar with this already, the HTML concepts and how things work. So if it seems quite slow paced, just bear with me, it will speed up very quickly. So just to explain, the reason we call this index.php is because index is the first page it's going to look for. So for example, if we left that page name out and just simply wrote localhost and then the name of the folder our website's in and hit enter, it would default to index.php, which is why we call the page we want users to see first index.php.